Eleanor owned the bookshop on Maple Street for 41 years. She was 72 years old, and the shop was her life. It wasn't just a business, it was a sanctuary, a place where lonely people found community, where struggling readers found solace, where generations of families had discovered magic between pages. The shop had original hardwood floors, creaking with history. The shelves were handmade by Eleanor's late husband, Thomas, and every corner held memories. The reading nook by the window where Eleanor's daughter had first learned to read. The poetry section Eleanor had reorganized 1,000 times. The worn leather armchair where countless people had sat, lost in worlds beyond their own. Then Marcus Chen arrived. Marcus was 45, sharp-dressed, and carried the confidence of a man accustomed to getting what he wanted. He represented Stellar Development, a real estate company transforming the downtown area into luxury condominiums and high-end retail. "Ms. Eleanor," Marcus said, sitting in the reading nook uninvited, "your shop is in a prime location. We're offering $2 million. That's more than fair for this property." Eleanor looked at him calmly. "It's not for sale." "Everything is for sale at the right price," Marcus replied. "$3 million. No." Over the next 6 months, Marcus returned repeatedly. 3 million became 5 million. 5 million became 7. He brought contracts, appraisals, financial advisors. He explained how Eleanor could retire comfortably, travel, enjoy her final years. He painted pictures of security and leisure. Eleanor refused every offer. "You're being irrational," Marcus finally said, frustration evident in his voice. "You're an old woman clinging to a dying business. Digital books are replacing physical stores. Your shop will be obsolete within 5 years. You're refusing millions to hold on to something that's already dead." Eleanor smiled sadly. "A business isn't about profit margins, Mr. Chen. It's about purpose. This shop saved lives, real lives. People have told me that coming here kept them alive during dark times. How do you put a price on that?" Marcus left, convinced Eleanor was foolish. 7 years later, Marcus returned to Maple Street. The luxury condominiums he'd built had failed. The economy had shifted. The high-end retail had attracted few customers. His investors had lost millions. Stellar Development had collapsed, and Marcus had lost everything: his reputation, his wealth, his confidence. He was walking aimlessly through the old downtown when he passed the bookshop. Eleanor's book still stood, exactly as it had been. The same window display, the same worn sign, the same warmth emanating from inside. Marcus hesitated, then entered. Eleanor sat at the counter, older now, her hair completely silver, but her eyes still kind. She looked up and recognized him immediately. "Mr. Chen," she said simply. "Welcome." Marcus felt something break inside him. "I'm sorry," he said. "I'm sorry for pressuring you. I'm sorry for calling your business obsolete. I'm sorry for not understanding what this place actually is." Eleanor gestured for him to sit in the reading nook, the same chair where he'd sat 7 years ago making his pitch. "Sit," she said. "Let me make you tea." As Eleanor prepared tea in the small kitchen, Marcus looked around the shop with new eyes. He saw the bulletin board covered with photographs, customers' children, their graduation announcements, their wedding invitations. He saw the handwritten notes taped to shelves. "This book saved my life. My mother and I read this together every year. This is where I learned to dream." When Eleanor returned with tea, Marcus asked, "How did you know? How did you know this place was worth more than millions?" Eleanor sat across from him. "When my husband died, I wanted to close the shop. Everything reminded me of him. But then, a young man came in. He was struggling with grief, like me. He bought a book of poetry. Weeks later, he came back and thanked me. He said that book had given him a reason to keep living." She paused, her silver eyes reflecting decades of purpose. "That's when I understood. Money measures the cost of things, but some things, connection, hope, belonging, their value can't be measured. They can only be felt." Marcus spent the rest of the afternoon in the bookshop. He read. He listened to Eleanor's stories. He understood, finally, why she'd refused to sell. When he left that evening, Marcus didn't just leave as a customer. He left as someone transformed. He began a new career, helping small business owners preserve their shops in gentrifying neighborhoods. He became Eleanor's advocate, her protector, her friend. Eleanor's books never became a luxury condo. It remained exactly what it had always been, a place where broken people found healing, where lonely people found home, where the unmeasurable value of human connection proved infinitely more precious than any price tag.